Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and we do have a solar eclipse on our hands happening. Just give me a second here to pull the calendar on. So happening at the 14th of October, so 2 days from now, almost 2 p.m. That is Eastern Standard Time, which means Atlantic. And therefore you can consider that as a new moon as well, because solar eclipses, they are a new moons. As a new moon in Libra, so the reading that I'm going to do today, the readings, one collective and one for each star sign that I'm going to do today, they will be for the period of 14th of October up until 28th of October, when then we are going to have lunar eclipse that will happen in Taurus, because it's going to be full moon in Taurus. And so that's that pretty much for the law. A quick disclaimer before I move forward. Bear in mind, these are readings for your star sign, okay, and collective reading, and while is going to affect you to a certain extent, okay, because you do have your star sign, you do have your rising sign, your moon sign, and whatnot. Very seldom happens to be a concrete answer to your questions, so take it more as a guidance, if you will. And if you do wish personal interpretation for your own personal situations, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. And as well, if you do decide to support the channel, you can do so via Super Chat or via PayPal, which link you will find in the description down below as well. And that way you're going to have your personalized reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. So with that said, I want to pull my list here. With that said, going forward with the collective reading for the solar eclipse, and the first card that we do have, that is a King of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Cups. These are the cards I drew a few hours ago. You can check them on the thumbnail as well. Afterwards, we do have the Three of Wands. Then it's the Knight of Pentacles. And finally, that will be the Four of Swords. So we do have these 5 cards. It's a pretty, for the lack of a better word, I'm going to use telegraphed expression of the cards. And it's all about commitment and investments, if you will. How to commit more, how to invest more, so you can, or one can gain more. And falling into a comfortable zone and expecting that the commitment and the investment on its own is going to guarantee success, it's pretty much not going to be enough, okay, according to these cards, the very least, because it does look like, according to them, that some consistency will be required. And in fact, that is something that every single one of us is going to learn, okay, that it isn't just only important how much you will invest or how much you will commit, but also it is important how well you are going to do it as a performance, okay, and as a implementing it in general into your deeds. For example, isn't important how much you invest in your business, but also it is important how this is done, or in other words, where that investment within the business it's actually placed and how it's placed. And for some, it's going to be easy. Okay, they may already have some targets on their mind, and these are going to happen to be accurate targets. For others, it's going to be trial and error, which is also very feasible according to these cards. But ultimately, by the end, every single one of us should have a pretty consistent pattern. It is the best way how I can describe it. Pretty consistent pattern, how to get a return to their investment and to their commitment. So it's a payback time, baby, the way I see it. Some of us are going to have it without breaking a sweat. Others will have to work for it, but it is definitely, at least according to these cards, a payback time. All right, so with that said, Yasmin, thank you for the 20 US dollars PayPal. Thank you. Rocky, thank you for the 29 Canadian. Thank you, Rocky. And Thaco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, mate. At the end of the stream, you guys are going to have your personalized readings. Let me put you into the list. All right. So that was the collective. Now, the 12 readings, one for each star sign, is going to be conducted. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by observing the glyph, which is going to be on my right-hand side. For example, right now, it is the glyph of Aries. Let me pull those cards back into the deck and shuffle. All right, Aries first. The first card is Page of Wands, followed by the World. The third card for Aries, that will be the Page of Cups. The fourth card, it is the Four of Wands. The last one, that will be the Two of Pentacles. It's more of a cycle of renewal for you, Aries, for what the cards are standing and talking about, especially with the first three of them, which are the Page of Wands, the World, and the Page of Cups. Now, this spread, it has its own, how can I put it into words? It has its positions. Okay, I haven't disclosed them, but it has these positions. It has its positions, and with the Page of Wands in the World sitting like they're sitting right now, this is a renewal of a situation. So just let me give you an example. You may thought, for example, that a friendship is over, and this is the renewal. However, as the Two of Pentacles, it's sitting on the 5th position of the spread itself. It speaks that this renewal is going to be in a quite of a different way. So this friendship ain't going to be like it was before. In fact, it's going to be an upgraded. And a friendship I am following, just as an example, it could be literally anything. It could be, for example, a marriage you thought is over and is renewed, or a job you thought is over, it is renewed, a deal you thought is over and it is renewed, whatever the case. And it's going to be different because the Four of Wands, I'm sorry, which is onto the fourth position here, it does speaks that anything that was important in its old phase of the whole thing, it's pretty much complete. There isn't anything important anymore to, how can I put it into words, to work it out. So to stick and sit and hope that the old, I'm sorry, shape and the old phase is going to resuscitate itself. Instead, it needs to be again, a new phase, a new cycle for the whole thing. For what I can expect, it should be something better, because the guidance of these cards, it does speak that you should try to emotionally relate and connect with it, which is going to require some personal efforts of trying to look at it from the bright side of things rather than being pessimistic about the whole process moving forward. So that is how the Aries solar eclipse is going to be to affect them in a certain way of a renewal. So again, your job could be renewed, your contract, your marriage, whatever the case. Okay, but just be prepared that renewal again to have a different experience, or to bring you to offer you a different experience than the experience you had before. So if you had an awful experience, which for the most part probably is, because why else, you know, it's gonna be over. Now the experience should be rather much more pleasant. Hello, Anna. All right, next, that will be Taurus. Jasmine, thank you for the $20. Thank you, Jasmine. At the end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading. Sue, thank you for the $20 as well. PayPal. Thank you, Sue. At the end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading as well. Just give me a second, guys. To confer something. All right. Taurus next. Anna, thank you for the $20 as well. Thank you, Anna. At the end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading as well. News, thank you for the £5. Thank you. We're gonna check that one out. So, and see why your mom is so negative about the dinner. Let me input it though. Okay. All right, Taurus. The Lovers, first one, followed by the Moon. Moving next, that will be the Page of Swords. Then it's the Chariot. And the third one, we do have the King of Pentacles. So, the whole thing about the solar eclipse for you, it's how can I put it? Well, long story short, guys, this transit, this period of time, for as long as or for as much as the solar eclipse is concerned, it could be one of the most uneventful period of times you had. Just everything could run just as the way it was supposed to be. Okay, so nothing exciting, nothing surprising, nothing new, which for some of you it may be a great thing, right? Because no new things means no problems whatsoever. However, it does look like that the universe gives you a choice. Okay, what happens is that somewhere along the way, for some of you it may happen at the 14th, for many of you, for others it could happen 2 days before, you know, the cycle is over here, or the moon cycle is over here. But bottom line is that according to these cards, something brilliant is going to come up to your mind, some kind of an idea, some kind of a vision, an insight, you name it. Okay, but it's going to be super good. It's going to be unthought of by this point by you or any of your associates and subordinates. Okay, and you will know two things: that it is difficult to be executed, and that you will face a lot of opposition. So in other words, you will know that if you do try to manifest that original thought or original idea or whatever, the odds are going to be stacked against you here. And the question is, do you have the balls to try? If you don't, like I said, the most uneventful cycle for you. If you do, well, that will be like rolling the snowball down, because the first thing that is going to provoke is you purging the circle of your associates. So you will purge your social circle, you will purge your business circle as well. And from there on moving forward, what will provoke it is reallocating resources, the resource of your time, the resource of your finances, the resource of your dedication and whatnot. And also is going to provoke you understanding that, you know, you're much stronger than you think you are. So ultimately, what is going to boil down to for you, Taurus, it is: do you want to do what you have to, or do you want to do what you want to? The choice is yours. All right. Next, that will be Gemini. Queen of Wands, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Judgment, Nine of Pentacles. A phase for you, Gemini, of a tremendous development, a tremendous leap of development, so much so that you will find yourself being intoxicated in it. I don't know if the right expression for it is a feeling like on the top of the world, but you are gonna definitely feel that that is your time. Now it's your it's moment of grace, so to speak. And it's very easy one to kind of like forget thyself into it. Another thing that I do not know, I will be frank about that, it is which field it does affect of your life. For some of you, it could be a huge development in your love life, okay? For others, your business. For third, it could be something very personal, your creativity, let's say. But whichever field it does develop that humongous development that you are going to be a victim of, you're going to feel like unstoppable machine. And at some point, you may kind of like overstretch or overreach, break a boundary you're not supposed to. And I'm saying you may, okay, that's not certain. But if you do, then the diminishing returns are going to be huge. I don't know how to explain it, but once you do break that boundaries, you are going to end up paying more than actually getting as a benefit. So it's very, very important here within the next couple of weeks to know what you are capable of. And I mean it in a stopping way, all right? I know that I'm not capable of that, so I'm going to stop myself. I do not need to see, okay? I do not need to see. And long story short, that this development is going to be tremendous for people, how can I put it into words, for a business, and for people displaying themselves out, like showing themselves out in front of the world and facing the appreciation of who they are. It's extremely potent time, you know, to find someone to like you, to find someone to be with you, to find someone to make business with. It's extremely good time to just attract personnel, for a lack of better expression. And that is the only danger that I can see here. You know, if you, for example, become well, said that way, thinking of yourself being invincible, that this time is never gonna end. That way you will become rude to the people who love you, unfair to the people you're working with, tyrannical to the people who worship you, because there are gonna be such, okay? And you do not want that. All right. Darla, thank you for the 10 US dollars. Thank you, Darla. The end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading for the transit, which is how the solar eclipse is going to affect you personally. Okay. So that was Gemini. Next, Cancer. King of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. Five of Wands. The Sun. Two of Swords. It's transit of answers for you. And under answers, I mean anything that answers kind of like the word answers kind of cover. That could be an answer how to, right? How to solve your problems. It could be an answer to a question you do have, like a secret, why something is happening. But this is going to be a transit for you, Cancer, of a revelations. Okay. And those revelations will allow you to find a way out of the difficulties you may be finding yourself into, like a difficulty how to face your expenses, a difficulty how to manifest love, a difficulty how to build your business, and all those kind of things. So you will have to be open for a lot of surprises, and those surprises are going to come again through a very special weather insights or a weather well placed circumstances that you are going to be at the midst of, and all is going to feel very, very natural for you. One thing it is that well, this is why the whole thing is happening here for you, Cancer. It is because you haven't rushed it before, or that this is a glimpse of these cards. You haven't rushed it before. You haven't panicked. You waited for enough time so the situation kind of like unravels enough, so everything it's not obscured, so you can see now from all points of view. You have all the information, you have all the circumstances, and therefore you can judge accurately and objectively what should be done from there on moving forward, and you got your answer. Okay, this is how it is happening here. Of course, there are going to be certain individuals that are not going to be happy of that thing. They would think that it is going to be pretty radical or pretty drastic. That's you not rush it way too much, but it is like that you haven't thought about it, but you did. Okay, but you did. It's just they don't see it that way. So do not let yourself be deterred from those that they do not understand what you're seeing. All right, so that was for Cancer. Next, that will be Leo. By the way, Pisces Moonbeam, you're kind of like very patient. I would have done that a lot sooner than you. You know what I'm talking about. As soon as I saw the rocket, I would have done it. Take care, living that girl. All right, Leo. Eight of Swords. The Sun. Judgment. The High Priestess. The Five of Cups. That Five of Cups a little bit changes the reading, because Before the Five of Cups came about, these cards, they do kind of like speak about a new options available that are going to unfold in front of you. Those options available are going to be quite unorthodox, but they will allow you to have much more variety. Variety of jobs, variety of partners, variety of business opportunities, whatever the case. So that would have been, it still is, okay, the topic of your solar eclipse here. That is what the solar eclipse is going to be all about for you. Having these more varieties in front of you. I don't want to say more opportunities because it could affect something else than an opportunities, okay? For example, it could affect more versatile way to express your feelings, so you can be reciprocated more, right? But long story short here is that you will basically gonna find a way how to break through, how to get your points across, and how to make things work out and how to make things happen. It's more of a understanding in a sense of how others sees you, so kind of like representing yourself in a way you want people to accept you, so in a way you want your beloved one to accept you, your boss to see you, your friends to appreciate you, and whatnot. But the appearance of this Five of Cups at the end adds a little bit of a flavor into all that, speaking that this is an ongoing process. You made some decisions back in the day that not just only you may not be happy of them, but also your friends or the people you're working with or people that loves you may not be happy with those choices you made. And within this lunar cycle, guys, you included, but you all are gonna be proven wrong, that you haven't been happy with them, because it will appear that those choices were the correct choices, they were the right choices, and the reason for that will be known right now. And maybe once you know that the whole thing kind of like becomes obvious that these were the right choices, it is exactly when those versatilities kind of like take place, or takes plural place. So at the very least, okay, a huge burden is going to be dropped off your chest. That's, you haven't screwed up in the past. All right, next, Virgo. I know you don't. That's why I was kind of like, I don't want to say testing you, but kind of like I left the whole situation to you to decide, do you want to kind of like take that this action or just, leave it be? Because I would have done it, as soon as I saw the rocket, I would have done it. Because you know how sensitive are the times right now, and kind of teasing that way, it's just not appropriate at all. So, yeah. Virgo. Justice. Eight of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Three of Swords. Well, it's exactly what you are afraid of. What I mean is that according to these cards, there are certain processes that you may be afraid of that are going to take place or are taking place and you're afraid of being part of them, but that's, according to these cards, pretty much unavoidable because it has been already planned, and it's beyond the time where you can pull yourself off it. But you can make it work. And under work, I mean you can make it beneficial for yourself, at least according to these cards. So what happens here, according to this tarot reading, it is that you already have certain obligations. You may not like them, but they are true, and you have to live up to those obligations. You may have signed up a contract, you may have given a promise, or just, you know, kind of like you may have a debt to pay. Whichever the case, that is, according to these cards, pretty much unavoidable. But it doesn't have to be so stoic and ossified. You can definitely kind of like break bad through it, if you know what I mean. So it's very important to be... I know that this word doesn't mean much, and the word is adaptable to the situation, but basically going with a strict plan is not gonna work out for any of you guys. Thank God I don't have anything in Virgo, you know. But going forward with the, you know, I'm gonna do this today and that tomorrow, and 2 weeks from now that is gonna come up from all that, this isn't happening, okay? According to these cards, living minute for minute and reacting one thing at the time as things comes by, that is the correct approach to the situation, but also being accountable to everything that it is, to everything that you are basically a part of here. And if not anything else, that is going to teach you to value what you can accomplish in life by yourself. That is, not by the help of anyone else, and is going to quench your mental strength. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult cycle for you, Virgo. But if not anything else, you will leave from that cycle or exit out of this cycle much stronger than before. All right, next, Libra. Queen of Cups. The Tower. Seven of Wands. Three of Wands. Page of Wands. This isn't going to be something physical. It's gonna more concern planning. So what I mean is that within this cycle, you will start planning for your far future, how to buy a house, how to build up a business empire, for example, or how to have a family and live happily ever after, whatever and however you do see yourself into the future. And long and behold, you are going to share that with someone. Like, for example, your very best friend. And as soon as you do so, the hell is gonna break loose, because this person, and you wouldn't believe it, but this person is gonna happen to be the biggest adversary to hold that. Like the biggest opposition to hold that. Maybe because they love you and they don't want you to suffer, because they think that you're gonna fail, or because they're jealous. You know, everybody is gonna have their own reason why, but every single one of these people, and that will be one per person, okay, is gonna be against all that. And this is going to catch you off guard, right? I mean, you have placed a lot of trust into that individual. You thought they know you, you thought they understand you. Alas, this is where the differences in between you both are gonna, you know, break free. And hopefully this is just a friend and not a lover, because it's not impossible to be the person that you are with. You know, you do have some plans for your family, you share those plans with them, and it appears that they don't share those plans at all. Not by a large margin, but at all. You know, they don't share those plans. However, there will be another that will see through. I mean, they're not going to be completely in tune with your plans, but they are going to give the benefit of the doubt to your plans, okay? And if nothing else, this person is gonna give you the courage to try it out. A quick hint from these cards, it is that whatever plans you are gonna start building, okay, and kind of like planting seeds into, they are gonna be very ambitious and very possible, okay? Whatever the target, whatever the goal that those plans are gonna have, very possible. So maybe the opposition fears that once those plans kind of like come true, they are already manifested, you are not gonna need them, and that's why they oppose you, or because of something else, I don't know. But it's a how can I put it into words? It's a cycle where we do have a parable in our country. It doesn't sound well in English, but in Bulgarian it sounds very, very well. And it's called that only a true friend can become a true traitor. And that is what happens to you from one side, but from the other, I mean, the future is going to be laid out in your knees in front of you. All right, next. Scorpio. Queen of Cups. Seven of Cups. The World. Two of Pentacles. The Sun. So that's the story, you know, unfortunately, of my life. It's gonna become apparent that we have been fed lies. So what happens here is that this solar eclipse is going to illuminate that something is not possible, like something, whether we have been promised or we have been encouraged or we have been told, you know. And again, as with Libra, the person who encouraged that feeling within you, that feeling of say hope, it's a very close one. And it will happen that whether they have lied or, you know, whatever the promise, it was an empty one. And, you know, for some of you could be devastating. For others, people like me, because I'm Scorpio, you know, we are used to that. So it's gonna be whatever, you know, one more to the stack. But out of it, there will be a kind of like a new direction, a new way where we can set our gaze upon. And we can see that within the Sun card, which is the saving grace within the reading. So once this colossal fiasco happen, because it's gonna be that way, it's gonna be a fiasco, then we're gonna realize what is our natural development, or where that natural development is gonna thrive. I don't know how to explain it, but let me give you an example. Say you have been promised a business opportunity, and of course that was a colossal lie, so you end up being very disappointed. It's a super, like I said, fiasco. And at that moment you do realize, well, it didn't happen because it isn't my place, this isn't what I am supposed to do. I am supposed to do that thing. And this is where, you know, that's the moment where the way for our natural development is going to shine. And of course we do have a choice, should we take it or not? But I strongly encourage even myself here to pretty much take it. But in terms of opportunities, guys, it's pretty much sealed deal. What is done, and within the next couple of weeks, it doesn't look like that there is going to be any change into it, just according to these cards. All right, next, Sagittarius. Yeah, because he was kicked out by Pisces Moonbeam. You're welcome, Sue. Seven of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. The World. Nine of Wands. So a bit similar to the Scorpio reading. Thank you, Taco. Because it's a general reading, I cannot say exactly, okay, what version is gonna be, but one of the few whether it will become apparent that the support you are getting in this is disingenuous. What I mean is that this support is going to be depriving you of everything as a payout afterwards. That is no different than, you know, for example, being an artist, like a singer, and signing up a contract for a pennies on the dollar, just because, you know, you cannot break through by yourself. Or it could be that it's going to be apparent that just support isn't coming, okay, and which is less likely than the first version, but still, as a general reading, it could be that way. And it's less likely because of the Seven of Wands. But it could become apparent that the support isn't coming. Or in other words, whatever fruitful cooperations you do have or you are expecting to have, it ain't happening. I mean, cooperations may happen, but it's going to become apparent that they ain't fruitful at all. And so at some point, you Sagittarius will realize that you are standing alone out there. Okay, alone against whatever the endeavor, whatever the project, whatever the deed, whatever the situation. And also you will realize that it is quite enough. I mean, you don't need anyone to push through and finalize the whole deal at work, at home, within your social circle as well. And that will allow you to have the freedom to do as you please, which is one of, at least in my opinion, it is one of the biggest gifts and blessings that the universe can give one, to allow thou to do as thy please. And you will have that opportunity. Yeah, it carries on its cons, that, you know, you can't rely on anyone else, but whom you can rely more than relying yourself at the end of the day. So you can expect a lot of freedom, but also lack of support throughout the next couple of weeks. And also another thing which is very prominent into those times, it is that you will find yourself having a lot more capabilities than usual, having a lot more not options available, but not affection. What is the word? To be much more efficient in certain situations, and you should strive to make use of every single one of it. Okay, how happy you are going to be depends on you, and you can be very happy. You can be free. That is source of one of the best happiness. Or that is one of the best sources of happiness one can have. All right, next. Capricorn. Knights of Wands, Two of Swords, Six of Cups, Five of Swords, Ace of Swords. It's quite of a simple interpretation here. That's going to be a cycle of or a transit of action that we do have ahead of you, because according to these cards, what was done was done. I mean, in terms of a choice of direction. You choose to take the job, you're stuck with the job. You choose to leave the girl or to leave the man, you left the man or the girl. Or you choose to stick with them, you stick with them. I mean, the time for decision making, my point, and deciding, you know, how to move forward, it's pretty much over, at least for the next couple of weeks, and that will become pretty clear and pretty apparent. And with this clearance, with this insight, also the insight over the situation itself is going to flood you. I mean, you will have the true and accurate diagnosis, how you stand, what someone thinks about you, how far you can go, right? and what boundaries you can cross. So you're gonna pretty much have a full info on where you are at in your particular enterprise, and again, how much can be accomplished. And with this with this whole thing, you just have to act. That is how the cycle stands. It will be an enterprising one because you will have your hands untied, so you can find yourself being unleashed and unshackled. Hopefully that's not gonna make you unhinged though, because that's also a possibility. One guidance of the cards, once you decide how to move forward with that whole thing, you do not stray back from it, okay? So make sure whenever you decide to do, you can reach to the very end of it. So if you do say no to something, no it is, right? For the rest of it. You do not change, because kind of like flip side, because if you do flip side, then according to these cards, the whole thing crumbles. All right, next, Aquarius. Seven of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Three of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Okay, for Aquarius, it's a period where regroup. That's the term. It's a period where you will have to, or you will need to rather, regroup. So what happens is that in regards to the important endeavors that you are going through and that you are pushing through, whether endeavor, business endeavor, or a love endeavor, you know, social endeavor as well, just the important endeavors, it will happen to appear that right now it's not exactly favorable time to do things about them in order to have any positive results that concern you. And that is very important here, okay? The results may be positive for the endeavor, but they may not be positive for you, okay? And why would you be in an endeavor if you don't have any results that are positive for you, right? But it will be possible just in the future, and that's why next couple of weeks are weeks for you for a regrouping, holding down your horses for a while, putting a break on your involvement into things, and taking under consideration changing certain aspects of how you do address stuff, how you do address your business, how you do address your friends, how you do address, you know, your love life, and so on and so forth. And once you do so, you will see that actually you can regain back harmony and success. What I mean is that you can regain back a harmonious relationships and a successful business maneuvers. Or in other words, you can go for more, right? But the whole thing kind of like needs regrouping. So whenever you are facing a certain situation, the first thing that you need to think of it is what is in it for me? And if there isn't anything, or it's reciprocally inconsequential that it is for you in it, you need to regroup. That is how the solar eclipse is going to manifest for you. And last but not least, that will be Pisces. Page of Swords, the Empress, the Fool, Temperance, Death. 5 out of 5. Oh, actually 4 out of 5. Only Page of Swords. Only the environment and the topic ain't gonna matter. And this is a topic of conflicts. And under conflicts, I do mean that there is going to be a conflict in between you and group of people, person, or an entity. It is just, my point is that you ain't going to see eye to eye. And no matter how much you are trying to make the whole environment and the whole situation comfortable, you just won't be able to. I mean, this is something out of reality. This is something out of reach. This is something out of the picture, out of the question. And unfortunately for you, that will be the moment where the whole thing needs to be, like Pisces Moonbeam says, omitted. So that should be a friend that needs, or a friendship rather, that needs to be omitted, a business relationship that needs to be omitted, unfortunately love interest that needs to be omitted, because according to these cards, guys, this cycle is going to shed a light on that it is pointless. You're never going to see eye to eye. I mean, yes, you may respect each other, you may understand, you know, where you are coming from, but what is in it for anyone if, imagine this is a relationship where you want children, but the other side doesn't want children. You know why the other side doesn't want children. You see the reason in it, but that doesn't change the fact that you want, and it's just there is no middle ground on that thing, right? And if you do want children, you can't be with that person because they don't want any, right? So this is the conundrums that you are going to face, and it is conundrums. Right? You may want to expand your business, but your partner doesn't, and you do understand why they don't. It is just not your point of view, and you do respect their decision, but you can't be a business partner with that person, or you can't be a part of that same business anymore if you do want to go forward with your dreams. And that's this, in that line of development, this is going to be a transit of severance. And it is just that severance will sever the unnecessary anymore. What holds you back, if you will, or rather, like, not what holds you back, but what doesn't have anything more to give for you or to you in return. And you get to replace it with whatever you find productive, feasible, happy as well. That is the Fool into the third position. Allows you to replace with whatever you please going forward. You may replace business with love. You may replace love with business, or business with business. It's just you do have the freedom, because if you didn't have the Fool there, then you don't have much the freedom. You replace business with business or love with love, but now you do have the freedom, and you can replace it with whatever you please. So be creative. All right, so that was for Pisces. And now super chat. So anyone who supported, and if you still can, decide to support the stream and the channel through super chat or through PayPal, which link you will find in the description down below, you guys are going to have your personalized reading right now. And the first who will have their reading, this is a Yasmin. As you don't have any inquiry, let me check out if you do have one. Oh, your birthday is tomorrow. Oh my God. Happy birthday, Yasmin. Right. By the way, guys, do you know what I dreamt for? I dreamt for having a tarot cards with the bicycle technology, okay, but also polished, or rather like filmed. So having a tarot cards made like a bicycle playing cards, but also being filmed and polished like a normal tarot cards. There are such on the market. And I have already ordered one. I don't know when they're gonna come about, because it's pretty crazy out there. I mean, people were picking them up like there is not tomorrow. But I was able to kind of like get into the queue early enough so I can get one. And I'm still looking forward to show them to you. I will, maybe I'm gonna do full review if I like them, right? If I don't, if the paper, it's true, they should be amazing. These are cards that should last forever without changing, you know, any of its, well, they're gonna change any of its properties like stiffness and can I put it into words, agility and all these things, but not by much, not like other sorts of cards or other decks of cards. Right, let me draw your cards here. Check on what we have. All right, Yasmin, these are your cards. We do have the Nine of Wands with the Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Six of Swords. So there are going to be certain arrangements. This is a transit for you of rearrangements and adjustments, so to speak, which could affect literally anything. In fact, let me check what is going to affect here really quick. Okay. That kind of makes sense because of the Knight of Swords. I just didn't have any clue that it's going to be that impactful. Don't want to say serious, but rather impactful. That Knight of Swords is a person who is troublemaker. It's basically making problems for you. And because that person is making problems within this lunar cycle, a way, so to speak, is going to be forged so that person doesn't make any problems, or they are not a factor anymore. Rather, like their relevance within your endeavors and within your deeds is going to be taken away. So if nothing else, throughout this solar eclipse, you are gonna strip the power of one of your enemies, for a lack of better expression. And from there on, moving forward, you should be open for many new enterprises, because with that Page of Wands being into the third position, that pretty much speaks that you are going to be a part of rather quite of a few good newses, and every single good news that you are going to receive is going to open a new opportunity, but that is going to be a thing you haven't expected. So it's going to be a surprising endeavor. So that's why you should be open for anything new. And for the most part, you may question yourself, do you have what it takes? And in order to kind of like capitalize on this new enterprise or new enterprises in plural, and according to the cards, yes, you do have what it takes. So again, Yasmin, if nothing else, an adversary is gonna lose their power over, you know, your situations and your enterprises, your life in general. All right, next, Rocky. Uh, um, those are your cards, Rocky. Yeah. Judgment, 5 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and 4 of Wands. So I don't know exactly how it's gonna take place, but basically it will be like a present or like a gift. A long story short, it is that there will be a individual, I don't know if it's gonna be a man or a woman, that will surprise you pleasantly. Now, the problem with this surprise, like for example, you may receive, yeah, it's going to be a gift, right? But it could be a gift in terms of, say, a flower. Someone may gift you flowers, or you may receive some financial benefits here and there, like a gift, you know, something you haven't talked about, but yet for some reason that person is super grateful or finds you worthy, and therefore you receive it, or at least they're going to offer. And the thing is that this is gonna kind of like catch you with your pants down in a sense of very surprising and also very obligatory. In other words, you're gonna feel very awkward. And it's I wouldn't be surprised if you don't know what to do at that point. Okay. According to these cards, however, you should take it. That is like a jail-free card, even if you don't know it yet, because taking on this gift actually is going to complete a very important life cycles for you. What is going to come out of it, it's another story, okay? But taking on that gift will unlock some potentials otherwise you wouldn't have. So it is going to open a chapter that otherwise you wouldn't be able to write down. Whether you write it or not, it's another story, but having it open, it is within now, right? And it is up to you. So that is what the solar eclipse generally is gonna offer you. It's like a parallel chapter of the chapter you are in right now, and again is gonna come through a gift. Bear in mind that the person that will give you that gift, or that is going to offer you that gift, wants to take care of you in any way possible, in any way that they are capable of, that it is within their power. All right, next, Taco. Let's see what we have for you, mate. Hey, Sherry. Long time no see. All right, Taco. It's a growth that only you can make. Let's see where. I don't know, mate. I thought about the home, and a home it is. I don't know what the cards mean, but they're talking about the growth in terms of your home, or in other words said, in your domain that only you can make, no one else, right? And those are the cards we do have for you. The home came in a different system, all right? I'm not using only tarot. For those of you who made $20 or above, so I can be a bit more specific for you guys. But it is a home and it is a choice, right? How to move forward with that thing. It could be a renovation that's kind of like you will decide to do, or maybe purchasing a new place. Who knows, right? Because that could be an idea that is going to develop as the cycle progresses forward, but it is something, like I said, that only you can manifest, and it will be a long-term enterprise. This isn't going to be something that kind of like comes up in your mind and manifests over a night. It could be a building as well. You may decide to build a house, which could take time. But also this cycle in regards to that idea of a house or a home, estate, domain, will be carefully planned. And what you are going to realize it is that right now you don't have all the pieces that you do need, all of the puzzle. For example, where to buy or where to build or how to build, how to buy, and so on and so forth, mate. Okay, but the bottom line is that you will know that you do need this. And that also you will know that is going to be successful. And that's what the full, not full, but sorry, I got tired. A solar eclipse is gonna bring for you, mate. Sherry, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Soon you're gonna have your personalized reading. Let me put you into the list. Busy is good, Sherry. I think that busy is good. You're welcome, Taco. Well, it seems that you're gonna figure it out, mate. It seems that you're gonna figure it out. All right, Jasmine. All right, Jasmine, it's about business and work. Whoops. These are the cards. Here. And I don't think that that's the case, but still it's possibility that you may find out a contract you don't know about. But the most plausible way it is that in order the business to truly unlock its full potential, you need to kind of like sign the contract. That is going to be the main topic here, a certain contract. Now the problem is going to be that the most suitable person for that contract, it's the, or rather like the entity for that contract to sign with, it's the devil himself. So basically it's like it will feel like selling your soul to the devil. That's how it's going to feel like. But you do have the freedom of the choice here. It's, you will have your options available, okay? Whom to sign up that contract with, or make the offer to, because it could be as well an offer. And unfortunately, there is no right or wrong decision here, okay? Because signing it up with quote unquote the devil, it's gonna make the business super successful. It's just whatever the problems the business have, they're gonna go away, right? Because this entity or a person, whatever, is going to have the influence, the expertise, the connections, the allies in order to make those problems go away. The problem is that influence it is. I mean, their influence is going to start infest the whole thing. And before you know it, that entity or a person may become even more influential than it is, than you are right now. On the flip side, you may decide to go forward and sign up, or rather like make the offer to someone not that efficient or effective, and it's gonna take a lot of time, if it's gonna take off at all, okay? But in either case, there are gonna be pros and cons here, and the good thing of all that, Jasmine, is that you are always going to have your options available in regards to where the business is going to go forward to, or your career in term is going to go forward toward. If you don't have a business, because I don't know your personal situation, that could be a job offer, right? That you do need to offer your services or kind of like take a certain job offer. And again, it's going to be a choice where you may kind of like start working for the devil himself, like quote unquote the devil himself. So this is what this solar eclipse is going to bring for you. And the guidance here, it is that whenever you do decide what to do, think of your harmony, what you are going to be harmonious with. If you don't feel harmonious to the entity or the person, don't sign up with them, don't offer anything. All right, next, Sue. Those are your cards, Sue. Three of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, Page of Wands. Justice. And this is a unexpected support that this solar eclipse is gonna bring to you, Sue. Most likely, well, not most likely, but most definitely that unexpected support is gonna come from your social circle, but it could relate to anything. In fact, I do think that is going to relate to your career. So that could be a friend that will help you throughout your career, throughout the problems you're facing right now within your career. And for what it seems, when that help arrives, much more things are going to become possible. In fact, whatever you thought is impossible to be accomplished now will become within your grasp, or in other words, will become very, very materialistic, in a sense of that, yes, you can do it now. You have this ally, you can do it if you go for it and if you put the efforts behind it. What you are not gonna like it is that you are involving another field into a different field. What I mean is that you are mixing, for example, social environment with business environment, or personal environment with business environment. It's just things are going to become much more personal than of your liking. So that's going to be the backside of all that. But ultimately, you know, the whole enterprise and the whole endeavor, it can go for as much and as long and as many as you will. Because we do have the Justice on the 5th position, which pretty much speaks that whatever you want to accomplish, should you put the efforts behind, it's happening, no question about it. Because the Justice brings whatever ones deserve, but for you, you are yet to prove what you deserve, or yet to show what you deserve. So make sure that you are accountable, genuine, and forthcoming, so to speak, and that way you just cannot get anything wrong moving forward. But at the very least, you will realize, or you are going to see, that you are not alone in this or whatever you are going through right now. All right, next, Anna. You're welcome, Sue. All right, Anna. Those are cards: 7 of Pentacles, Judgment, Queen of Cups, the World, and the 4 of Cups. It refers to whether an offer you made or an opinion you expressed is just a mindset, right? That's what they do refer to. And it's enough. That is pretty much the answer. What I mean, for example, that's you want to work with someone and you kind of like explained your part of the deal, or you gave them a deal. It's enough. Whether you take it or not, that's irrelevant. It's enough from your part. That is according to the cards. And if they don't take it, it will come someone else that it will, right? So if that person doesn't want to work with you because they think that they don't get enough, it's not your problem, it's their problem. Or if that person doesn't want to be with you because they think that you don't give enough, that's again their problem, pretty much, not yours. So bottom line here, Anna, it is that you are giving quite enough. And that is what the full moon, the solar eclipse in Libra is going to reveal for you. And by the way, not just only for you, but for anyone that it is around you as well. Having kind of like the mindset, should I not invest a little bit more? With that judgment being on the second position, it's a wrong mindset. Because according to the card, it's never going to be enough. Unless you show that entity or an individual, that is as far as you go. All right, next, Sherry. All right, Sherry. Those are your cards. What they say, it is that it's going to work out. I don't know what you are doing or what you are going for, but according to them, like I said, it's going to work out. And even more than that, the circumstances which the whole endeavor is going to manifest under are going to be circumstances that are completely under your control, right? But what you need to recognize, it is your involvement. What I mean is that at some point there is going to be just so much that you can do, right? Just so much that you can do. And from there on out, there will be another side of the matter. In other words, another individual or another entity that can carry on your deed where you can't. And it could be back and forth, all right? It could be you carry it to that point, then the other person, then you again, then the other person. But it is important to understand, right, again, how much you can do in any given moment and in any given situation. And this enterprise that is going to manifest for you within the next couple of weeks, very important, by the way, that's going to be the thing that paves your way and leads you to the destination you're supposed to go. Like, if you will, some people could call it as well that that's the path toward thy purpose, because you know, everyone believes that they do have a certain mission, and this enterprise, it's a part of one of yours, or of your mission that is going to the enterprise that's going to develop within the next couple of weeks. And again, it's going to be involvement from another person that will carry on an equal role into it. Just, you may not agree with their methods, so to speak, because for them, the results justifies the means every day of the week. Every single day of the week. So, you're gonna have it exactly as you want it. I mean, the results. And yeah, I mean, you are gonna feel powerful. You're gonna feel successful. You are gonna feel indomitable and unbreakable. All right, next, Darla. Let's check, Darla, what solar eclipse is gonna bring for you. You're welcome, Sherry. Those are cards for you, Darla. This is an elemental dignity interpretation, right? And this solar eclipse pretty much is going to open up your sense of how to make things to work, how to make friendship works, how to make relationships work, how to make business maneuvers work as well. So in another word said, in every single moment and in every single situation, you will know exactly, you know, how to address the situation, how to address the person who bothers you, or how to address the person who is fond of you in a way to produce the desired results. And the desired results is going to be a bit of a finicky topic for you, because they will contradict one another. For example, okay, there are going to be situations where you will hate and love the person in the same simultaneously. So you have to choose, are you gonna have that individual, or rather, like, you will like them as a friend and intimately as well, but you will know that you can't have it both ways. So you will, most of the time, it's going to be a conundrum for you where you have to decide whether this is going to be a friend or a business partner, whether this is going to be a friend or a lover, whether this is going to be a hobby or a business, you know, and these kind of things where they just contradict with one another. Another thing it is that this solar eclipse is going to put your feminine side out loud. What I mean is that you are going to be, your presence is going to be very attractive here. And if you are single, that is a pretty good time for you to go out and introduce yourself in front of the world, and you will see that you have a lot of eyes being set on you, so you will not gonna lack options available in that regard. And also, every time someone approaches you, you are going to immediately understand the intentions and the needs. What I mean is that you will know how to address that person if you want them to go away or to start dating with them or just to do business with them. So it's a cycle of clarity, okay, and a cycle of setup for you. Hopefully you are gonna make it as best as you could. And last but not least, News Devon, which is with specific inquiry here. Why is my mother being so negative regarding the dinner I'm organizing? Let's check it out. These are cards. Here is the issue. Here is the issue here. I don't know what the dinner is all about, but when you do have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords in a elemental dignity in such a way, it kind of means somewhat of a compromise. For example, let me try to explain it here. Let's say that you have set up the dinner, so you want to get the family closer together. You know, there may be a family dispute, and you set up that dinner so kind of like you can take down the heat of the dispute to a certain extent. And while when you do have those two cards, while the other party agrees that the heat needs to be taken, if we do follow that example, it does not agree that that should be with the dinner. So generally, your mother supports you, according to these cards, supports you in your intentions, but does not support the methods. It thinks that it is way too compromising. Right? It thinks that it is way too compromising. Long story short, it thinks that at the dinner everybody is gonna be okay with that. All right, they're gonna say, okay, we're not gonna be jerks with one another anymore. And 2 days after the dinner is like, this dinner never happened. So it's, according to her, it's not going to produce the results desired. Okay, that this is why. This is why your mother is negative with that. According to her, yeah, the disputes needs to obey, they needs to be resorted, but dinner, it's not the answer. It is going to be a waste of time. And he's going to be with that 10 of Swords being next to the 10 of Wands. It kind of means that it's going to make people uncomfortable. Other than that, with that 7 of Pentacles to the 10 of Cups, kind of speaks that your mother appreciates your efforts. Okay, it appreciates your efforts. It just does not agree with you that that should be the efforts that you need to give into the matter. And that is the super chat, guys. Thank you so much for your support, for your attendancy, and for your generosity as well. Thank you so much again. And we are going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.